Hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuck with Queen Bee Creations, and we are going to do a true kind of recycling craft. I'm just grabbing it using old CDs. The idea with this is that we probably have a whack of these, and we're gonna make them into something. Now, the first step, I wasn't sure how easy these were to put a hole into. I thought maybe there'd be a lot of cracking, but you know what? As it turns out, put a little wood block in behind, right? Lay it out. And you're done. It goes through super easy, just like butter. So I just did a little hole, but now that I know that it's as easy as that to put the hole in there, I'm not as worried about once I have my project all finished. If I need a bigger hole, this is for hanging them, then I have one. Now, they're kind of metallic and kind of fun and funky on the back, so I'm only going to paint one side. You could certainly take this craft and paint both sides if you would prefer, so that when they hang, you have two painted surfaces rather than a reflective one. Your call, your choice. See where we're going, and then we take it from there. Now, the first step, obviously, is to paint this out. Now, I'm going to be using acrylic paints for this project so that they are done. But I have so much Fusion all-in-one, which has a built-in top coat. It has a sealer, that I'm doing the base in that, just in colors that I have, like a pink and a yellow and a green. Just so I have a nice base to start with. And then once it's dry, I'll pull you in overhead and we'll start going on the real project and where I'm going with this. All right, now that this is dry, I want to just kind of divide it off a little bit. So we've got our dot there, and I'm likely going to drill a hole down here as well. You'll see why, but I'm going to kind of use that as a bit of my template. And I just want to have a bit of a guide here. Oh, geez. Pay attention to where your paint is. Just so I get a little bit of a split, kind of in between. I'm not looking for this to be perfect. You guys know me enough by now to know that's not going to be the case. But I did want to at least roughly have an idea of what the heck is going on. So I have some small brushes here, and I'm going to start with, I just picked out some little colors that I thought might work. And I'm just going to start by drawing a line out to each of those spokes. So here's where I have to be a little bit conscious of where my wet paint is. And this is where you get to create whatever pattern you would like. So in essence, you could create a mandala and do all kinds of dotting techniques. You could do florals. You could paint an entire forest scene or landscape, or you get to theme these in whatever way makes sense to you. So I thought for my first one that maybe I might start off by doing a bit of a floral. And I just thought if I drew the lines first, then taking the petals down from there would be a little easier to keep me on track. But again, I'm not I'm not anxious about it being perfect. Okay, now that we've got kind of this freehand pattern, we get to just kind of go to town with where we want to go. Now, this is kind of this little pick, the end seemed to be the right size, but it's on this great big long skewer. So I'm going to get rid of part of it. And I'm going to use the little end as one of my dotting tools. And this is, I thought that was purple, but it's blue. And then that's ultramarine. Okay, there's no dark purple. I need a dark purple. Broke into a different set of acrylics and got a purple. And what I just want to do is use that tip to do my dots. And you just start going to town now with whatever kind of design you are doing. And determining your pattern, your colors, your little style, however it's going. I have these little tiny dotting tools. I don't know if they'll work or not, but let me see. Yes, they do. It's just a little stylus with a ball on the end. I don't know why I have it. I got it for something. It was not for doing mandalas or dots. I think I was trying to emboss things. All right, I'm going to continue doing my dots and doing a bit of a pattern on this. And I have two others, so I think this might be a contagious thing. Since I was waiting for paint to dry on this one, you can see I added just little leaves in between. Need to add more detail. And I did this little guy, still needs more detail, but waiting for paint to dry. I decided on this green one to just see about doing just white. Maybe I'll add gold, not sure, but I'm just using a gel pen for this. And I just wanted to kind of experiment and see how this would work, how this would look. And as it stands right now, I'm kind of loving just that two-tone effect of it. So I'm just adding in and drawing little scrolls all over. I am going over it twice to get it a little bit thicker. But I'm loving how this goes too. So it does mean probably that you could, if you're more comfortable just using some art markers, you could skip the paint and just do the art markers on there if that makes your life easier, because that's all that matters. Now I'm just going to take, in this instance, a black gel pen, and I'm just going to roughly outline my leaves, give them a little bit more dimension. I'm not making them look all exact. So unlike a mandala, when you really want to be quite precise about it, I'm just adding some detail with this. And I think I'm going to add more dots around the edges, a little bit of definition in here. So still odds and ends, but I'm not perfectly precise with my paints. So I've switched to some gel pens and I'm okay with that. Now, when it comes to taking our finished disc, and I sealed this in preparation for this, and I added a hole top and bottom because we want to have a way to be able to hang this. We want to add some decorative elements. So what I do have is a mishmash of all kinds of thrifted, cheap, cheap jewelry. So it's definitely costume jewelry. There's nothing fancy about it. And super light, and it's perfect for doing little craft projects like this where you aren't creating memorabilia, you don't, want to have something good. So I'm just cutting these loops out because they look like they would be good for, you see, hanging stuff from, right? So we need to have some things that dangle. And I was grabbing this one. I wanted some purple in there, and I didn't really have any. I didn't have any purple. And that's probably because it's not really a major favorite color. No, still no. I could look all I want. I could keep looking. I don't have purple on any of these. But what you can do, well, this one's already kind of cut, is just take a pair of like little cutters and let's see if it's small enough to go on this loop. This is where my big fingers are not an asset. Yes. So that's going to be one thing that can dangle. Let me maybe get 2 of those since I have. Just put that piece right on like that. There we go. Different lengths. Perfect. Maybe I can add a piece of this guy. I wanted more of the purple parts than the blue parts. So let's cut this right there. And you just start cutting these apart, adding the little chains, and you're good to there. And then closing it up when we're done. Okay, this is very long, so I need one more that's going to be long to keep it company. All right, this guy's got a lot of purple on him. Perfect. Okay, let's cut you off here. Let's add you up here. And then we're going to close that up. And that becomes our dangles. And the only other thing that I need to do is I need to add some kind of piece up top that allows it to hang, obviously, right? We need it to hang. So I can take another loop. I already pre-cut this guy. Don't overbend these loops because then they have a hard time going back into place. We just kind of weaken the joints. There we go. And how big are you going to be? You're pretty big. So let's just take it with the yellow. We can put that guy on. One of the things that you can do to make your life easier is on any of these, take the end of the chain and use it as where your hanger is going to be. And then that way you can put it back through your chain. Okay, if I didn't have big fingers, but you can put it back through your chain wherever you need to be able to create your hanging loop. So there you have little fun and funky little CD, colorful little hangers. Okay, because I did a couple here. So we have that little floral guy, and then I also have that guy that was just very neutral. So I chose to use the jewelry, but that's because I had a big box full of just thrifted costume jewelry. You could take hemp cord or jute cord or any kind of embroidery floss, and you could string any kind of beads that you want or embellishments. You could do the cording and add maybe brass keys, or you could decorate them up with whatever you've got going. But they're just kind of a super cute, super fun little piece that you could do up easily. I think that, again, especially if you're just stringing them up with beads, this is a fun one to do with kids and then be able to hang them up in the garden and just have them hanging from the various trees. I kind of like them with, the little shiny side going as the breeze kind of hits them and turns them. They kind of flash up in the tree, but you could certainly paint both sides. You could do them as detailed as you want. You can do them as funky as you want. They're yours. Let me know what you think of this one. It's a different idea, but kind of fun and a great way to use up old CDs. I was thrifting today and there were tons of old CDs in the thrift store. So they're fairly accessible, I think, and just a good use for something that we just don't necessarily have a use for anymore. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one as always. And until then, take care.